What's up, Bears fans? You're gonna have to excuse my voice in this video because I am really sick right now with whatever the heck all of Illinois has. Seems like everyone I know is sick, which sucks. But forget that, you're here to listen to me talk about the Bears, so let's get right into that. So before I talk about the Patriots game, I want to give a quick reaction to the Dolphins game. And guys, it is the most Chicago Bears thing ever to shut out the number one offense in the league one game, and just the game after that, get torched by Brock Osweiler and one of the league's worst offenses. It was such a disappointing game to watch because we had every single opportunity to win that game. It's just the stupid, dumb mistakes that cost us that game. And I was really disappointed in the defense because when I first woke up that morning, seeing that Brock Osweiler was playing, I was like, damn, we're gonna break the sack record. We're gonna get like 10 sacks. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna pick him off so many times. And obviously, what happens is we get 0 sacks that game and no pressure at all on the quarterback, which does not make any sense to me at all. But that's what the NFL is. It's stuff happens that you don't expect, and our defense, if they want to be considered the best in the league, they have to play better in games like that. They're obviously not going to be perfect, but you cannot go like missing tackles every single play and man, allowing Brock Osweiler to throw for like what 400 yards against us. Like, come on, we're better than that. But what's in the past is in the past, and the only thing we can do at this point is move on and try to forget it. One thing that I was really happy about though was Mitchell Trubisky's play in the last game because man, he looked really good against a very solid secondary. Obviously, he made some really dumb mistakes, and he could have had, 2 or 3 interceptions. He got lucky that he only had one. But man, I really like what I saw. Like he's really looking comfortable in this offense now, and it seems like every week he's getting better and better. So I can't wait to see where he ends up at the end of this season. But I thought Trubisky, he had a pretty good game. All right, so moving on from the Dolphins game, this week, week 7, we're facing the New England Patriots at home in what is going to be probably the toughest test of the season so far. Um, the Patriots are coming off a very exciting win on Sunday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs, who they just handed them their first loss, and they look to be firing on all cylinders. Tom Brady is, still the GOAT, in my opinion. Their defense is looking not as good, but I still don't think their defense is as bad as people think it is. And, it's going to be a very tough test, but it's going to be in Soldier Field, so let's get right into the 3 keys to a Bears victory. All right, key number 1 is going to be focus on the fundamentals of football again. This is a very simple key, but I feel like it was very overlooked in the last game. I thought that our defense especially completely forgot about some of the fundamentals of playing football against the Miami Dolphins. And I don't know why that was. Maybe because they were tired, maybe because they underestimated the Dolphins, but man, they could not tackle anybody at all, especially in our secondary, which that kind of worries me because secondary tackling in our secondary has kind of been bad throughout the last couple of years anyways. So, Fangio, even though we have such talented players, we throw such exotic looks at opposing offenses, if we cannot execute on the fundamentals, none of that even matters. So this game, especially against a team like the Patriots that will chew you up if you're not fundamentally sound, we have to execute on the fundamentals. Now this also goes for Mitchell Trubisky as well. Like obviously I'm not expecting him to be perfect, but you cannot throw across your body and throw in double coverage. Like these are just things that every quarterback should know not to do. And Trubisky, he needs to be reminded by the coaching staff, by everyone else, but he cannot commit these mistakes if we want to win this game. And same goes with the running backs and the wide receivers. Like, don't fumble the ball. Like, if you fumble the ball against a team like the Patriots, you're putting your team in such a hole. And the Patriots are going to take advantage of every single mistake we make. So we have to be fundamentally sound. So key number 2 is going to be to have aggressive play calling on offense. And this usually isn't a problem with Matt Nagy, like at least compared to John Fox. Man, Matt Nagy is way more aggressive in his play calling than John Fox ever was. But I really feel like at the end of games, he doesn't call that killer play or that last play that could finish off a team. Like you saw against the Dolphins where he kind of settled for Cody Parkey to kick that 50-yard field goal when, Trubisky was rolling and we could have easily thrown the ball somewhere and gotten a first down to get him closer to the end zone to make the field goal easier. But for whatever reason, he didn't do that. And also against the Packers in the first game of the season. In the second half, his play calling was way more conservative than it was in the first half. So I just really think that against the New England Patriots, you cannot afford to play conservative, and you cannot afford to play not to lose. You have to play to win in this scenario. Like, I want to see Mitch take some deep shots. I want to see us go for it on fourth down in certain situations. I want to see us not settling for field goals and rather going for touchdowns. Because, even though I really like our defense, Tom Brady, he can chew up any defense, if he gets rolling. And we do not want to get into a shootout with the New England Patriots, but if that happens, so be it. And I really think that our offense now is capable of at least competing in the shootout. Even though Mitch is young, even though our offense is not, fully like a well-oiled machine yet, we can still score points. And I love our playmakers on offense, and we just have to take advantage of whatever the defense gives us and be aggressive throughout the entire game. And my third and final key to the game, which is also probably the most important key to the game, is that our front seven on defense needs to be aggressive and dominant throughout the entire game. We cannot afford to have a repeat of what happened against the Dolphins, because if that happens, then Tom Brady is going to completely torch our defense, and it's not going to be a close game. We're going to get blown out again by the Patriots, and that would be really embarrassing. So, our defense, we're fully capable of dominating this game. It's going to be at Soldier Field as well, so there's no excuse of the weather being too hot or whatever it was in the last game. And if our front seven can stop the run game, or at least limit it as much as possible, that's going to go a long way into winning this game, because the Patriots have two very talented running backs, especially Sony Michel, and they have James White too, and both of them can catch passes out the backfield. They can line up anywhere. They can run the ball very effectively. So it's going to be very important that our front seven can key in on those two running backs and at least try to stop the running game as much as we can, because we're already going to have our hands full with the passing game. Now, if our front seven can also get to Tom Brady and sack him as much as possible, that's also going to increase our chances of winning this game, because, obviously, if you give a quarterback like Tom Brady, 5, 6, 7 seconds in the pocket, he's going to make something happen. So Khalil Mack, I know he's injured. I hope whatever injury he has is healed as much as possible by the game. But Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, Leonard Floyd, they need to get to Tom Brady, and we have to force him to make some errant throws and to pressure him a lot. And if our front seven shows up like it has, most of the games this season, we have a really good chance of winning this game. And finally, let's get into my prediction for this game. And I actually have the Bears losing this game 28-24, sadly, in Soldier Field, the first loss I'm picking of the season. And I really want to pick the Bears. And I think that the Bears don't have a chance to win? Absolutely not. We have as good a chance as any team in the league to beat the Patriots. It's just that, coming off such a tough game, especially where our defense did not look as good as I thought it was, and with the Patriots just completely just rolling, their offense was on fire against the against the Chiefs. And just the combined experience of Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, the greatest quarterback of all time and the greatest coach of all time, I think that at this point, it might be a little bit much for our young team to handle. Now, obviously, I think it's going to come down to the last 2 minutes, where I just think that the experience again of the Patriots, it's going to win out in the end. And there's no shame in losing this way if we just get out-dueled by Tom Brady. But let's hope I'm wrong. Let's hope the Bears win. But right now I'm picking them to lose. And the MVP of this game for the Bears, I have being Khalil Mack. I think that even if we lose, he's going to have a really good game, especially to make up for not really having that much of an impact in the last game. I think he gets a couple of QB hits. I think he gets a forced fumble as well. And he's going to have a very big impact on this game. Either way. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the video. As always, leave your comments down below. I want to know what you guys think about the game, who the MVP is going to be, what the score is going to be, and all that. So again, this is going to be a really tough test going up against the Patriots. It's probably going to be the toughest game of the season so far. And it's going to be interesting to see how our defense especially rebounds from such a bad game against the Dolphins. Now, I really hope my prediction is wrong, and if we win this game, it's going to give us a lot of media attention, a lot of love from pretty much everyone. So let's hope we win. 4-2, let's get it. Bear down.